Hey guys, in today's video I'll be doing another tropical update on the Atlantic, and it's quite an active one out there. We have three new disturbances to discuss, and all three of them have the potential to form, but one in particular, especially the Caribbean system, and then actually this first disturbance out in the very northern part of the MDR definitely seems like it actually might form now. Now, the newest wave that the National Hurricane Center has started monitoring off the coast of Africa, a bit south of the Cabo Verde Islands, now doesn't really look like it will form because of sheer and colder sea surface temperatures that it will eventually move into. So, let's look at the 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook. And first, the Caribbean disturbance, it still has a 0% chance of development over the next 2 days, but it has a medium 60% chance of development over the next 5 days. So it has almost a high chance of development now of formation within the next 5 days, because we are expecting it to form by late this week, likely around Friday. And they do say a tropical depression could form late this week or this weekend while the system moves northwestward over the northwestern Caribbean Sea, across the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico and into the southwestern Gulf of Mexico by Sunday. So it looks like it will form a bit southeast of the Yucatan, or somewhere around here, I would say, a bit off the coast of Honduras and Nicaragua. And then it'll cross the Yucatan and really start to form, I think, especially in the western Gulf of Mexico. Now, this disturbance out in the northern MDR and is continuing to head out into the central open Atlantic has a 20% chance, low chance of development within the next 2 days, and a 60% medium chance of development within the next 5 days. It's a broad trough of low pressure that is producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms over the central tropical Atlantic, about 900 miles east-northeast of the northern Leeward Islands. Little development of the system is expected during the next day or two while it moves northwestward at about 50 miles per hour over marginally conducive ocean temperatures and is affected by strong upper-level winds. Afterwards, environmental conditions are expected to become more favorable for gradual development, and a tropical depression could form by the end of the week while the system turns eastward over the central Atlantic. So, particularly the disturbance now in the very northern MDR and entering now the central tropical Atlantic, as well as the Caribbean disturbance. Those are the two main disturbances now that we are really going to have to watch for development into a tropical system. So let's go and look at the satellite imagery now into tropical tidbits for Invest 97L and 98L. Those are the two disturbances out in like the MDR region off of Africa, in that part. So here's Invest 97L first. You can see it's still very disorganized, but blowing up some convection around the center and away from the center. Still has a good way to go still to really start to organize itself and become an actual tropical system. Now, Invest 98L seems to be a good bit more organized than 97L, but still has a little bit of ways to go before it really starts to organize itself, consolidate itself, and form a low-level center before it becomes a tropical system. Now, let's look at the forecast models, and first we'll look at the GFS model, and then we'll look at the European and Canadian models afterwards. So first, the GFS model, and here is the precipitation associated with the disturbance in the Caribbean. Here's the precipitation associated with 97L, and then here's the precipitation associated with 98L. Now we move this forward, and you can see that 98L especially does not look like it will form, but then we see 97L and the Caribbean disturbance that will become likely 99L, I would assume by either tomorrow or Thursday. So both systems look like they will likely form into a tropical cyclone. The 97L looks like it will become actually fairly strong according to the GFS model. This is a 12Z run, and it could become a decently strong system out in the open central Atlantic. But the Caribbean disturbance looks like it will form again, like I said, around off the coast of Honduras, Nicaragua, head over the Yucatan, and then really start to strengthen as it heads through the western Caribbean. And then now it looks like the GFS is trending it more to hit the Texas coastline around Corpus Christi and then head up through Texas and start to dissipate, bringing very heavy rainfall and likely some strong winds potentially with it as it makes landfall. So that's going to be very, very interesting to watch and continue to track. But then, actually, I do want to point out, as we continue to move even further out, and this is not specifics on actual where tropical cyclones will form, past these disturbances that are currently being monitored by the National Hurricane Center. But the GFS model does indicate that it does look likely that we will continue to be in a very active pattern, a very favorable pattern for tropical development, because it even shows another tropical system forming in the same general region as the current Caribbean disturbance that's being monitored. That will go through the northwestern Caribbean Sea, maybe even shoot the Gap eventually, if that ends up being true. Of course, this is way far out towards the end of this run, but of course that is always a potential, and then we'll enter the looks like it'll enter the Gulf of Mexico and potentially become a good bit stronger as well. So that does seem to be the tendency with a lot of these tropical systems that enter the Gulf of Mexico, especially just because the fact that it's just so warm with its sea surface temperatures. Sea surface temperatures currently, again, above 30 degrees Celsius, definitely suitable and sustainable enough for very strong tropical cyclones. So that is definitely something we're going to have to watch as we move forward through the rest of August and then even into the beginning of September. So that is going to be very, very interesting to watch. Now, the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season has been fairly active thus far. It's already produced 8 named storms, 3 hurricanes, and 1 major hurricane. That was Grace. Henri has just fully dissipated and has now fully become history. The 2021 Atlantic hurricane season has had a total of 35 fatalities or so thus far. Total damage now is at $1.536 billion in damage, and likely the damage cost will go up now that Henri has fully dissipated, and they're going to have to calculate how much damage Henri cost in New England, as well as Grace's damage total as well in Mexico and the Yucatan. So that'll be something to watch and see how much damage both those two systems caused, because Grace, obviously a major hurricane, it definitely was very damaging in Mexico, and even though it was a Category 1 hurricane in the Yucatan, also very damaging because of flooding rains in particular. Henri, much weaker system, Category 1 hurricane, made landfall in New England as a strong tropical storm, but still brought very heavy rain and flooding to portions of southern New England, so definitely likely has caused a good amount of damage. But again, we're going to have to continue to watch Invest 97L, Invest 98L, and the Caribbean disturbance, which will likely become Invest 99L by the time we get into tomorrow or Thursday. So again, I will continue to update you guys on all 3 systems as we continue throughout this week and into the weekend, and see what names we check off the list next out of those 3 new disturbances. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did find it enjoyable, insightful, helpful, please consider liking the video down below. Comment down below what you guys think each of the disturbances may do, and as well, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, especially if you like this kind of content. Please do consider subscribing down below. Again, like the video, comment down below. Let's have a nice, lively, respectful discussion down there in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.